Bienvenidos a Vecinos-Neighbors, un programa que ofrece nuevos puntos de vista de los vecinos de Holyoke y de la comunidad latina del Pioneer Valley. This is Vecinos-Neighbors, a program that brings new points of view from our neighbors in Holyoke and the Latino community in the Pioneer Valley. Esta semana, las cámaras de vecinos les ofrece una presentación del Fideicomiso de Terrenos, un programa de Nueva Esperanza. Asimismo, les traemos el torrente de talento de los jóvenes del Arco y bailables del Ballet Folklórico Internacional Amanecer de Springfield. This week, the cameras of Vecinos-Neighbors bring you a presentation of the Holyoke Community Landtrust, a program of Nueva Esperanza. We also bring you the Arco Teen Center Talent Show and dances from the International Folklore Ballet Amanecer, our neighbors from Springfield. Disfrútenlo.
My name is Melinda Nielson, and I've been with the Holyoke Community Landtrust for 2 years. I started as a volunteer, and eventually a VISTA volunteer position opened up, and I took that and have been working as a VISTA volunteer for 2 years. My work has evolved over the lifetime of the organization, and at this point I'm working on marketing and outreach because we're now in the phase where we have units for people to buy, and we want to get the word out to them. Well, it's like many community-based organizations, it's a response to a specific problem in the community. Here in South Holyoke and throughout really the downtown neighborhoods of Holyoke, there's a problem of neglect and abandonment of buildings, which brings with it a lot of health and safety problems and crime, the possibilities of arson. There's a real good example right now occurring on South Summer Street of what's been going on in Holyoke. 3 buildings that were owned by somebody who doesn't live in the neighborhood, and that person was basically collecting rent but not making repairs. By the time the situation was bad enough that the city had to step in, and the bank finally decided that they needed to put these buildings in receivership and have somebody else take care of them, the damage to the building was so great that with $250,000 that the bank was willing to make available for repairs, that wasn't enough money, and they had to condemn the building and people had to leave. And now there's 3 abandoned buildings, 3 more abandoned buildings in this neighborhood.
So then you stepped in?
Well, that is something that's been going on in Holyoke for a while, and as a response to that kind of neglect that just brings the neighborhood down, Nueva Esperanza was started by community residents, and that has been buying up buildings that were neglected and rehabilitating them so that they're decent rental housing. The next step was to help people make the jump from rental housing into home ownership. This is a different aspect of rebuilding a neighborhood, giving people control over their own housing. And we feel that is a real good way to revitalize these neighborhoods, is making community control and individual control over housing resources possible. Because when the community or a person has control over their housing, they're not going to let that kind of deterioration happen. Well, we are just to the point where we have our first units ready, and we're accepting applications from people to become homeowners, just low and moderate income families, because we're an affordable housing program. Our purpose is to create permanently affordable housing. So that's what's happening with the expiring use restrictions buildings throughout the United States, where there was restrictions on rental prices for 20 years, and that's now expiring, and all these apartment complexes are going to go market rate. So that kind of thing won't happen. The land trust will keep the price of homes controlled by putting the land under the homes in trust. And therefore there will always be affordable housing. And as we create more and more units, the stock of affordable housing will continue to grow, so that people who grow up in Holyoke have a chance to actually live in Holyoke. It's a totally different kind of affordable housing program than many others. Our focus is to produce housing that's not only affordable, but that will be permanently affordable. And the way that we intend to do this is by putting the land under the homes that we create in trust, in a community trust, so the community always has control over that land and therefore can control the prices of the homes and limit them so they will always be affordable. We're a community-based organization. We have a membership. Anybody can join our organization who agrees with what we're doing. We have a board of directors that is made up of people from the community, and the members elect the board. So this is getting back to the whole initial problem of having deteriorating housing and deteriorating neighborhoods because the housing is controlled by people outside the community. This will bring control back into the community. The way that we limit the price of the resale price of the homes is by setting a maximum price. The sale price cannot go over that. And that price would be the original amount the person paid for the home plus inflation during the time they've lived in the home. We can't guarantee that they would get that maximum price. If there's nobody willing to pay that amount, they, like any other homeowner, take their chances in the market. But we make sure that there's a maximum price so that a family who initially was economically disadvantaged and chose to work through our program to get the benefits of home ownership and now is able to, for whatever reason, move on, leaves that same benefit to the next family who's in the same situation that they were in the beginning, that they have a chance to buy a home at a moderate price.
Now,
Sure. That's actually in the province of my colleague here, Rolando Santiago, who does the direct marketing with people and can explain what we actually have available.
Our first home was at 955 and a half Dwight. It was a home that was like totally run down, and we renovated the home for our new leaseholder. It took us about 3 months to get it renovated. He will be moving in shortly. We have at 955 Dwight Street, we have the 2-bedroom unit and a 4-bedroom unit for sale. The 2-bedroom unit has 2 spacious bedrooms. For the 2-bedroom unit, you need to make at least $17,705.48 a year. The 4-bedroom unit is on the 2nd floor. It has 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, a full bathroom, and a living room. In the same unit, going up the stairs, we have half a bathroom and 2 more bedrooms. For the 4-bedroom unit, you need to make at least $21,772.48 a year. The 2 units share 2 enclosed porches and a nice fenced-in yard. Some down payment assistance might be available. If you're interested, call me, Rolando, at 533-9442. We also have another unit, 2 more units that are on Pine Street. They have 3-bedroom. They're right across from the YMCA. And we should be building that by having that put up by January. Thank you. Hola, mi nombre es Rolando Santiago y trabajo para el Fideicomiso de Terrenos Comunitarios de Holyoke. Yo trabajo aquí haciendo el mercadeo y la propaganda. El Fideicomiso de Terrenos fue creado por Nueva Esperanza para que las personas que puedan comprarse un condominio, apartamento, etcétera. Nosotros ahora tenemos 2 unidades de viviendas para la venta. Una unidad es de 2 cuartos de dormir y la otra unidad es de 4 cuartos de dormir. La unidad de 2 cuartos de dormir, que está en el primer piso, tiene 2 cuartos que son bien espaciosos. Para la unidad de 2 cuartos, usted necesita ganarse por lo menos $17,705.40 al año. La unidad de 4 cuartos de dormir, que está en el segundo piso de la casa, tiene 2 cuartos espaciosos, una cocina y baño y una sala. En la misma unidad, al subir la escalera, tiene 2 cuartos más y medio baño. Para esta unidad usted tiene que ganarse por lo menos $21,772.48 al año. Las 2 unidades comparten 2 balcones y un bonito patio cercado. Alguna ayuda para el pronto para las unidades puede a lo mejor estar disponible. Si usted está interesado, por favor llame al 533-9442 y pregunte por Rolando. También estamos en el proceso de construir 2 unidades más en la Pine Street. Al cruzar la calle del YMCA. Las unidades van a estar disponibles para enero. Muchas gracias.
We have a specific leaseholder selection process. Leaseholder is the word that we use for the people who buy the homes and then lease the land from the land trust for their lifetime. This is a policy that's on paper. Anybody can get a copy of it. We'd love to have people come in and check it out. There's basic criteria that everyone has to fulfill. This would be having a minimum income necessary to pay the cost of the home and not going over a maximum income, which is basically the Section 8 subsidy program guidelines. Furthermore, the family has to have a size, the family size has to be adequate for the unit, and people need to understand what the land trust is and what they're getting into. So that's the basic criteria. After that, we have what we call preference criteria. There's a leaseholder selection committee, people from the community and from the board, that make the decisions among the various applicants so that the staff is separated from that process. And they use several criteria that they weigh out to see who is most preferred. And some of these criteria would include being a Holyoke resident or having grown up in Holyoke. Maybe you had to leave Holyoke because you couldn't find affordable housing, but you grew up in Holyoke, or you live nearby. That would be one, for example. Other factors that would give your family some preference would be if you have someone disabled in the family, if you have elderly people, if you're a single parent, all kinds of things that would put people at some kind of disadvantage for getting housing that would make us say, well, these are the people that need help the most, and we want to help them.
Thank you. All right, one more question.
Cuando pienses casarte, buscarte una mujer buena, que no se coma la soga, tampoco la cadena y paña. Si se come la soga, ahora la muchacha, y también se la come, suelta la que mi mamita me dice, esa mujer es candela, si se comió la soga, también rompe la cadena y verás. Si se come la soga, ahora la muchacha, y también se la come, suelta la que si la tienes en tu casa y te da mucha candela, te llama pronto la grúa, pa' que la lleve para allá afuera, para allá. Si se come la soga, bajo la cucharilla, si también se la come, suelta la que verás. toca plena. Mi abuelo me lo contó. Desde los tiempos de abuela, aquí en Pueblo Santo, cantaban todos a coro, tambores, cuero y bombo, marcando al compás el ritmo, al paso de bailar. Se oye el eco de un cantar en la tierra mía, con el ritmo del tambor de la tierra mía. Se oye el eco de un cantar en la tierra mía, con el ritmo del tambor de la tierra mía. Mira, mira que le dio. Se oye el eco de un cantar en la tierra mía, con el ritmo del tambor de la tierra mía. Se oye el eco de un cantar en la tierra mía, con el ritmo del tambor de la tierra mía. Sonaba en fiesta criolla, de donde pena y dolor, tambor que marcó la lucha, el pueblo trabajador. Mulato, toca la plena, este canto no acabó, pues con la tumba y el cinto, allí en el pueblo santo, se oye el eco de